The African Development Bank on Wednesday launched the 2026 South Sudan Country Focus Report in Juba and urged the country to diversify development financing and reduce dependence on oil revenues. The report, themed Mobilizing South Sudanese Development Financing at a Scale in a Fragmented World, outlined policy recommendations aimed at building a more resilient, inclusive, and sustainable economy. Speaking at the launch, African Development Bank's country program manager, Fauzia Haji, said South Sudanese economy is showing signs of recovery but still faces major challenges.
South Sudan must broaden and diversify its resources of development financing to build a more resilient, inclusive, and sustainable economy. This requires strengthening domestic revenue mobilization, creating an enabling environment for private investment, and leveraging strategic partnership to unlock new sources of capital.
She appealed for diversified development financing to support South Sudanese long-term economic transformation.
This report has come at a critical moment while Africa continues to demonstrate resilience. South Sudan faces unique opportunities and challenges. The economy has rebounded following the resumption of oil exports, and agriculture continues to provide livelihoods for majority of the population. Yet significant vulnerabilities remain, including dependence on oil revenues, low domestic resource mobilization, widespread poverty, and substantial financing gap for achieving the Sustainable Development Goal and the Agenda 2063, the AU Agenda.
The report was welcomed by academics and policymakers who said it provides timely recommendations for strengthening South Sudanese economic resilience. Professor Isaac Leto, University of Juba's Deputy Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, described the report as timely and relevant.
This report arrives at a timely moment. Its assessment of our economic performance over 2024-2025 is an honest accounting of our development, financing needs, and gaps, and its policy recommendations for the scaling up financing and deepening domestic resource mobilization. It speaks directly to the choices our nation must now make.
The African Development Bank currently supports 26 projects in South Sudan, focusing on agriculture, energy, water and sanitation, governance and financial sector development, among other sectors. The launch brought together government officials, academics, private sector representatives, development partners, and other stakeholders to discuss practical solutions to address the country's development financing challenges. The Country Focus Report is part of the African Development Bank's annual economic assessment of its 54 regional member countries, providing policy recommendations to guide development planning. Reporting for King TV, I'm Matik Kueth in Juba.